We're finally gonna do it. What's up, Mega Man? This is Raven here. We're at Game Dev Raven, and we're just doing a Mega Man cover here in order to understand and dive deeper into understanding how to make video games. And what I wanted to bring to your attention, it is designing a level map. I usually don't do my stage just in game because I want to be able to lay it out first on some kind of illustration program. But let's take a closer look at what we did. At first, diving into this level now. At first, I didn't like this level, but when I saw it come to gameplay in the actual program, it really kind of took me, and I was like, okay, this is neat. So this cover anyway introduces this Mega Man, and we added ladders in this background and these images. So we added all this and some fire animation right here. We made that into the animation on the game. And all we did is, we just set this here. The most important thing for you to understand about designing a map or designing a level is your ratio, your screen resolution. Resolution is not going to be the same because one, everyone has different monitor size screens. All the dimensions are different. I don't care what monitor you buy, but all the monitors I see around my house, they're all different. They all have given me different stages when developing games, and 2 or 3 different monitors from the same computer, so I know that they are different in ratios. And now I do understand, what it takes to get a proper ratio. To know that you got a proper ratio, your program will minimize and maximize at the same size on screen. If they're not, you're going to get distortion when sizing it up. Like you'll see stuff on the side that it's not supposed to be on screen, your little components and stuff like that. When you minimize, they won't be there, but when you maximize, you'll see them. When you have the correct ratio, your minimum will be exactly the same as the maximum, meaning you won't see anything on the sides peekabooing out. So when small and big, it's the same. That's your resolution. But your resolution is based on your monitor. I can't tell you what your ratio is. I could tell you how to do it, but I can't tell you what it is offhand because I don't know. They're all different to me. So this monitor that I'm using, it gave me a ratio of 640 by 372 right here, and that is the size of all these lines right here, all these squares. We did our own little guideline graph here of the exact stages that we need to transition to in this Mega Man, since Mega Man is known for its transitions. It's known for having transition still screen, still stages, and then those weird awkward transitions. Like Mega Man's known for everything. I mean, they bring it all to the table. They'll come up with whatever they can just to be innovative and unique and different. So Mega Man does it all, and that's a good game to really sit down and sink your mind into. So with that said, these are 64 by 372, so each of these lines incorporates that exact size. And we just went and we laid down each one of these. And most of these side panels are laid only on the sides. Like on here, you don't have any, but when you get to this one, there's a side panel. Then when you get to the next stage, there's a side panel. And then you have a side panel there, and it's just on this stage, it's just a walkway, and then one panel, and then up, you go up. And then this one's kind of just a chill room where you just climb up ladders, and you climb up ladders. But right here, you still have your side panels, and these side panels are exactly up to perspective and ratio when laying them down on this level. This level was actually, once I realized what was going on and how to lay them out on here, it became easy. It didn't become a task. Um, so all these are the exact same resolution. You want a resolution that works for you. If you're wondering about what resolution to use, it's really up to you. I mean, a lot of people don't really like to use the same resolution. Actually, seeing how long the level was, and I went and stretched out this image of this Mario map that I found, and we stretched out to the stage level size of the Mario game, and it looks like it's about the same length as the Mario levels, which is okay. I do have problems making it that length. However, it's not impossible, but it is a little bit of a how should we say it? It's sort of arable creating the length of this level in that particular program. Although it can be done again. I just wanted to include that in just so you know that there is difficulties, just like in any kind of game developing. You're going to run into difficulties. That's one of the main difficulties that we're going to face, and there's nothing we can do about it because it's the program. Other difficulties are sort of like climbing a hill. You climb it, you climb it, climb it, but once you know what's going on and you get to the top, you know, you can climb it again and it'll be easier. So with that said, we created some numbers here, and these numbers were based on the level itself. We took the level itself, which was 372, and we divided it by 2, which gave us 186, and divided all the way down to 2 to get these numbers. So if you want to, you know, place stuff that's going to really kind of fit in your level, you want to divide them by 2 or 3. Whatever numbers that you can come up with that look pretty good from that number, I would suggest doing it that way and keeping things to size if you're going to use it again. Like, you know, all the ladders we're going to use, they should be the same width and not the same length or height, but the same width. So we'll be using those, obviously. And then all these floor panel tiles, they should be the same width and length and everything like that, whether there's 2, 4, 6, obviously. And then these fires, obviously same length. And these are just like cut down versions of these side panels, which we place. And this is a fire level, which is why it looks all burnt. We made it more burnt looking than the original one. We just wanted it to look roasted, you know, give it that somber, just roasted look. So that's what we have here. And yeah, so it looks good. You know, there's just like 2 or 3 different assets that we use throughout the level. All it is these side panels, lava, and the ladders and the tiles, and that's pretty much it for the whole level, except for when you get here. And here we have the flames that come through these furnaces, and we put a grate right there, and that's burnt as well. And I just love that burnt look when things are just burnt and scorched like that. I like that, except for when I eat like pizza and food and stuff. I don't really like my food burnt, but when it comes to level designs, I like that look, you know. And my thing would be more to stay on the kind of a grim side of art creation and stuff. That's more my style. I mean, I don't mind going out of this perspective and creating like a kid's game or something like that. I could do that too, but for the most part, staying true and grim and stuff is for me. And we created this all the way to the boss here, just to speed up stuff. We got a door here. We might not use that. We might use that door. I kind of think it's cool, you know. And we did reprogram the door, so when we get to that, you'll see in other devlogs it's different from the video that you're watching, because we did revise it and recode it to make it one door. So it uses one door that opens and shuts, and then we just programmed it different. So this is Fireman. He's shooting at Mega Man. This is the end stage. It drops the power up. This is kind of it for the designing of the level. As you can see, this resolution is perfect for my monitor. Everybody's monitor is different. You got to find out your resolution. Rule of thumb that I'm using is 640 by 372. You may want to use that, or you may even want to half that or double it. It's really up to you. I'm not an expert. I can't really say what is the correct way, but for me, this felt the most crisp and the most HD that I could find without, going overboard. Because I think doubling up the pixel size would be overkill. I just think that. So that's what I'm sticking to. That's my rule of thumb. If I was on a different monitor, again, I'd probably use a different resolution, because the monitor ratio would be different. And we don't include the taskbar and the top area. So all that resolution, that number is based on those being left out. I think if we did add that, instead of 372, it would be around 400. So it'd be 640 by 400. But since that stuff's not included when operating the program, you have to eliminate it, so which gives you the number of 372, because those are probably like, I want to say 7 pixels high, right? 7 and 8 pixels high, so that makes 15. So 372 plus 18 or whatever. So let's say those are 9 each, would make 400. Okay, so we got that straight enough. Just math, yeah, it took me a while to figure that out. I was actually working a job, and it was on my mind for the whole day, from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. But I'd walk into work, and that would be on what resolution to use. I would research on my phone. People on my phone would say this and this, but it never absorbed with me on what is that exactly was the right number. Again, there is no right number, because your monitor, everyone's monitor is different. And then you got to minus the top and bottom, the menu and the taskbar, minus those. All right, so we're all clear on that, right? All right, because I don't want to hear anything different. In Unity, I don't think that's such a problem. There's some kind of standard thing they do in the program to eliminate them and make things correct. But this, we can create our artwork any size. We're not limited to, we can stretch it out, we can make it long ways and stuff like that. With Unity, I think everything's precise. They already compact and make everything tight for you. With this, it's more loose. Everything feels more loose. But that's it for the level design. In the next devlog, we'll show you how to, well, you guys don't need any kind of experience in here, because this stuff's pretty basic. I mean, you know how to use the crop tool. You just pick up your side panel. If you want to crop it in half, you just pick up your crop tool and crop it like that. I mean, you guys don't really know how to learn that, because you already know how to do that, I'm guessing. That's just basic knowledge to everyone's standards, I think, these days. I think almost everyone has done art on the computer, whether it be school. I don't know what they teach at school these days, because I don't talk to any younger people or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that they're either getting a good education or they're not getting good education. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say, because it seems like society itself is counteracting somebody in particular. So I know it. We all know it. We've picked up a lot of harmful lies, and that's probably why I gotten this far in game development is because I don't believe anybody. Even if they're nice or whatever, I don't believe them. It can be nice, but it doesn't mean that they're telling me the truth. That's two different things altogether. It's being nice and telling the truth is just making money, generous. It's just different characteristics of someone. Like if you really like everybody, I think everyone's great, but I just think that they believe their own lies and they put them out there in the public. A lot of them, but a lot of them tell the truth and know what's going on too. It just depends on who you pick up as your mentor and your advisor, who you look up to, who you determine who are your influencers. I mean, I watch people who don't even really tell me anything. I watch people who are just kind of similar to myself, even though I don't really get an educational experience from them. I'll just watch them because they're similar, because they're still interesting, even though I don't learn anything. I still think what they do is interesting, and I'll take a minute and watch what they do. All right, but enough of devlog. We're gonna go ahead and on the next devlog, we're gonna bring that into the program, and we're gonna build and create the level. That's gonna take a minute, but that's been a tutorial or a devlog for designing. Again, I put it on an illustration program like this before bringing it into level, and I wouldn't do 6 right away because we want to make sure everything works out in the first level. We did probably everything twice on this, and we'll probably do it a third time. And what I mean by that is we reprogram the end of the door instead of making one open door and one closed door, because that was the first time I ever did a door. I had to create 2. We narrow it down to 1 door where it opens and shuts. So, but then we had to go in there and reprogram stuff because we had different bugs when changing it like that. So certain bugs are rows in different spots. So when you do stuff like that, that happens. It's just something that you have to pay attention to, because that stuff is very critical when game deving, and there's no way of getting around that. You just have to reprogram certain stuff. Not reprogram the whole thing, but you got to look for stuff that may be left out or you may be overlooking, where the first time you create it didn't have that or didn't need that, but when you go revise it to make it work a different way, then your code is missing something you have. It's nothing. I don't ever need anything new. All the code's in there. Everything that I ever need is already in there. I just have to reuse it, so to speak, if that makes sense. Anyways, that's it for this devlog. We're going to go catch the next devlog because that's going to be fun. That is something that I'll be working hands-on. It's not done already. Like this was already done before I did this devlog. So the next devlog, though, you'll be working with us. So see you then. Peace.